Look! It just came out! Look at that!
I love it!
Welcome back once again to After Hours. I'm Dave Palumbo, and I'm joined, as always, by John Romano, Gregg Valentino. We have special guest Rob Jordan joining us again on the show. Rob, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Dave. Thank you, guys.
Robbie?
And
hey, how are you? How are you, John? How are you, Greg?
I like that watch, Rob.
Oh, thank you, buddy. It's just a cheap G-Shock watch. That's all it is.
It looks expensive. John, you're a big watch aficionado,
that's
right?
what we want. That's what we want.
John, aren't you a watch aficionado?
I got a few watches, yeah.
What's your favorite?
I really like. Honestly, just a plain diver. You know, like Rolex diver,
Yeah.
Submariner, black face, stainless steel. That's really my favorite.
You never got into Breitling or anything like that?
Nah. I really like mechanical watches. You know, so that you can. It's like a motor. You know, so like a lot of mine have a back that you can see through, so you can see all the gears and shit moving, and so you know, and they got these little wheels that move and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like a, you know, something to look at rather than just. So the stuff, basically the stuff I have is pretty obscure. No, it's not like, you know, your typical watch.
How do you think that? I mean, how long have watches been around? For hundreds of years, right?
Yeah, a long time. Well, it started with the pocket watch, and then they, you know, progressed to putting the pocket watch on your wrist.
How did they figure out the gearing on all that all those years ago? It's almost incredible if you think about it. As Jimmy would say, it's alien technology. I mean, to have all those little gears, and they can actually make the gears so that every 4 years you actually get an extra tick so that you can account for leap years. It's almost unbelievable how they can do that with these watches.
They're each layer of functionality is called the complication. Mm-hmm. And basically what you're doing is you're taking a drive, so this little motor that makes a gear turn, and you're basing all of those planetary motions come off that one gear. So, you know, it's phenomenal to think that you can change the day of the week, the leap year, the number of the day, both the day and the month. You know, the moon phases they have on them that you know, go around and plot the moon. It's stopwatch functions. It's incredible what you can get out of that one little spindle turning. It's incredible.
John, have you seen Floyd Mayweather's watch collection?
Oh my God, that's like retarded. Yeah,
isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I've seen. How about Aaron Singerman's freaking watch?
Aaron's got a pretty nice one too. Yeah. Not as nice as Floyd Mayweather, but pretty nice.
No, but Aaron's got $180,000 Richard Mille. You know.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. So he's up in Mayweather. I mean, Mayweather's the reason his are so expensive is they're all gold and diamonds and you know.
Yeah, that's more jewelry though. That's right.
Exactly.
Ron Norman's got a very nice watch collection too. Very nice.
Who does?
He doesn't. Ron Norman. He doesn't talk about them.
Ron. Yeah, he's got some. He's got some cool freaking
serious watches. He's got.
Yeah.
And all different types, not just like Rolexes. Like they're like.
Well, see, those are investment pieces because those Pateks and you know all the really rare watches. Make very few of them that are truly handmade in Switzerland. Right. They're worth, you know, a couple $100,000 a pop. You know,
they go up in value, right?
Oh yeah, but they even whether they go up, they never go down. You know, so you hold on to a Patek Philippe for 30 years. It's going to be worth, you know, tens of thousands of dollars more than you paid for it.
Right.
Wow.
So, John, how's your hernia surgery recovery?
Healing up, getting better. 2 weeks today.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's usually when you're out of pain by 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, well, you know, the first few days felt like a freaking Clydesdale kicked me. Not just a regular Clydesdale. A Clydesdale that hates human beings with a vengeance kicked me in the stomach. It was pretty bad. And then, but I try not to take any the pain pills because they constipate you,
Right.
and the surgery constipates you, and so like I got freaking bullet holes in my stomach. The last thing I want is is constipation. Thank God, fibrillized Dave. I can't. If there was ever a time I said thank God for Dave Palumbo, it was that first morning, man, when that fibrillized kicked in. Oh, because you know what, you feel like, because they pump you full of gas, full of sort of, they can see with the laparoscope, so they blow your abdomen up with CO2, and that stays there, and then the blood drains into your balls, and those things are swollen.
What?
Yeah, man, it's very well. It's the lowest point, right? So you gravity. So and then your balls turn black because you got.
Well, my lowest point would be the dickhead.
Black. The only thing worse than blue balls is black balls. That's for sure.
These are jet black. I'd show you, but Greg would like it too much.
Well, you know what's funny?
You've been blackballed a lot, John, too. Over the years.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Like Rich Piano would say, well, then you got a small dick, because my dick is the lowest point. The head of my dick hangs down lower than the ball. So I'd have a giant dickhead like this.
There you go. See, that would be even better. So,
but actually, I don't believe you. Can I see? Hey, John, were you able to stand straight up though? Like when you got out of the, that day, when you got out of the hospital or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
It's just sensitive, Greg. It's sensitive.
It was sensitive. It was pretty. I mean, I don't even remember the ride home, to be honest with you. So I was out of it, but. By the next day, I was like, "Oh man!" I had to sleep sitting up. Couldn't. It was.
Wow.
It's still like just sitting here. It's still a little tight, but.
You ever notice that old guys? I mean, Rob was telling us that you had a hernia, right? An umbilical.
Yes,
hernia?
I had umbilical hernia,
Yeah.
and John, I think you said you were in the gym last week. They told me to take 6 weeks
Yeah,
off.
he told me. See, but I got laparoscopic. See, it's little. It's little.
Okay.
Isn't it funny that as you get older, old guys talk about their prostate and their hernia surgeries?
Yeah. I guess prostate will be next for us. So
Oh shit!
I mean, listen, you guys had cancer. I got hernia over here. The more mileage you put on the clock, the more shit's gonna break. So
Right.
Georgie, it's thank God nothing's happened to you yet.
He's a miracle. I'll tell you why, because he doesn't even probably have. I guarantee he doesn't have any health insurance. There's no way he's got health insurance.
No way. He definitely is
And
not.
I know he hasn't been to the doctor in at least 15 years that I know him. So.
Probably has never had his blood work done.
No. And there's nothing wrong with him. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, no, because Georgie's like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So he's just gonna go. Georgie, you're the guy that's just gonna go to the road ends. He's just not gonna take care of it. It's just gonna go like he was a caveman with no alternative, no medicine,
Natural healing. Yeah.
Just natural workout, eat good, and however long the road is the road, right, Georgie? You're not.
Well, I'm gonna go with my boots on. God has a purpose.
That's
God
right.
has a purpose for me.
And your work gloves.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. I've seen.
Hey, look, we're the bottom line is we're educating ourselves on how to eat as healthy as we possibly can, exercise as best we can to increase the performance of our bodies as we get older. So we're like in uncharted waters, So we're like a voice for the younger than what to do, because we're following everything to protocol. After competitive bodybuilding and sports, you got a lot of guys didn't do anything. We're really the first generation of guys are actually going to the next step, life after competing.
Right.
Yes. The goalpost is 60. You got to, once you make it to 60, honestly, you have a much higher chance of getting to 70 than you did to 50, statistically. You really do.
Wow.
Yeah. So it means 60 is the milestone. If you make it to 60, then you have a really good chance of making it to 70.
Yeah.
So
there's something about that number.
Genetics go down. Your genetics your genetic disposition goes way down. And it goes what you do with your life.
When I turned 60, though, the mindset is fucked up.
Yes.
That number does something to you. Like, wait, 60? You mean to tell me, I'm thinking about, I'm 61. But I mean,
you look amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I'm 61 in October, man. You
look great too, man.
But you start thinking of shit like fucking 9/11 bullshit was like fucking 20 years ago. So
yeah, but no, but Greg, the point is the next stop, Georgie, you too. I don't know how old you are, but the next step is 70. That's where we're headed, man.
But if you start thinking how fast,
That's geriatric.
Yeah.
Dude, 9/11 seems like
I feel like a young guy at 53.
You are, though.
You are.
I have more problems than all you guys, though. That's the problem.
Dude, 9/11 was 20 years ago. I start thinking in my mind, wait, that went this fast. Holy shit, in 20 years, I'll be in my fucking 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a race, man. It's like a sprint now.
But Dave, you added 3 age accelerators to your life in the last 5 years. So
Yeah.
Actually, they're making them stronger. The kids are making them stronger.
I think so. They keep me sharp. Now, George, George, you have a
how
chocolate
old are
chip
you?
on your nose?
Huh?
What do you have, a chocolate chip on your nose? What is that? Or is that
What's
dirt
that?
on your lens? You got something on the tip of your nose there. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, I got hit.
Oh, they
Did
cut
Lenny
you?
hit you? Did Lenny hit you?
No, not yet.
Is that going on still?
They made a video 4 weeks ago. Say a 30-second video. Say don't buy my product.
Oh, really?
Oh God!
No.
Oh God!
I haven't
gotta give
heard
Lenny a
anything
call
from
to
them,
back
so
off.
I have to assume
well,
that they're probably not gonna. I can't imagine him fighting you at this point.
Well, Dave, I mean,
It's 4
I
weeks.
I never imagined it from day
John, it's
one.
in
I
4
thought
weeks,
this is
supposedly.
never.
Hold on.
I said this is
Yes,
never going to happen.
you're right.
The first day, I said it right, Greg.
Yeah,
I said
he's
it was
right.
never going to happen.
I thought
And it
so
is
too.
not.
They made a video. They made a video 4 weeks ago.
Well,
once
why don't you
again,
just take Greg's advice and just go down there and kick the crap out of him at
Here's
his
what-
house?
You're right.
Yeah.
Here's what I propose, Dave.
Yeah.
I want to ask someone on the show, somebody who trains down in Boca, trains at a local MMA place, and we want to have it on Veterans Day. We'll promote their gym and stuff on here, and we'll have the fight down there. We don't need a cage because I spar. We spar
The
all the time.
pay-per-view is off, John.
What?
I said the pay-per-view is canceled now.
It can't be. How can you cancel something that never was?
Well, because Rob was supposed to be his manager, and then he sent me a text saying that don't lose his number, don't ever call him again and text him again, go fuck myself. So I mean, I at that point I was like, all right, and I was gonna let it, I figured we just let it go away, but now these guys made another video.
But George, I gotta ask you though. But when you were in the room with him, didn't you feel like just saying, "Look, let's just get it over with right now"? You know what I mean? Like, let's.
George
You were
thought
in
it was
the
going to
room.
be some big pay-per-view event, Greg, and that they were going to make millions off of.
No,
I was kinda-
whatever we made, we made it. And look, got to swing the bat. It's it doesn't matter. It's just like Jake Paul. I mean, just one. I was doing it for
You guys are just not that popular.
Georgie, but wait a minute. Yeah, you got to swing the bat, but you got to swing the bat at a pitch that's at least coming towards you.
He's coming towards me. If the guy is slandering my business,
Well, that's a whole. That's
John,
something. That's
See, what I was trying to say though is,
What-
if
No,
I know
wait,
guys, myself, if I was really pissed off, you know what I mean? I do what my father used to do. My father had trouble with somebody in the neighborhood. He'd be like, "Hold on 1 second." He'd go right down their fucking house. He wouldn't even ring their bell. Open up their door. Bing, bang, boom. My sister got her teeth knocked out because of that.
What?
But I'm just saying. Yeah,
the
she
difference
ride the
is-
bike and somebody stepped in front of
I
her.
would do that. But the difference is, Greg, that we're on a platform. We have a show where millions of people watch us. So I can't just go do that.
Then live stream it.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute.
Live
Wait a minute.
stream
Wait a
that
minute.
shit.
What-
That
here-
shit would
here-
be everywhere.
Whoa, Georgie, wait a minute. You had sage advice from the day of this whole thing started on how to handle this thing, and you didn't take it. You wanted to go do this. You wanted to make an event, swing the bat. I got all of that, okay? But the bottom line is the damage they're trying to do to you is separate and apart of the event. you wanted to make.
Yeah.
So you gotta concentrate on how to stop these guys from fighting Lenny. Gregg is 100% right. You should have knocked him in the teeth while you were standing toe to toe with him. You had the opportunity. That was the time to do it. I would have headbutted him right there, kicked him in the fucking balls, and pounded his face until no one could recognize him.
And it would have been all in video. It would have been great. Yeah, it would have been great.
So you took it another way. Gregg would have taken it another way. Robbie, everybody would have taken it a different way. Dave would have been very diplomatic and gotten it done. But that's the bottom line is you got to do something about it. You cannot. Forget the fight. Lenny it's done.
John, you might agree with me with this because I think all those people he's telling not to buy their cookies, they're never going to buy his cookies anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And wait, no.
It's great
and more
publicity.
people will buy his cookies just to see how they are, right?
Right, us guys, the other people will.
Just like the My Pillow guy. They all said, "Don't buy My Pillow," and then he sold more My Pillows than your pillow.
Yeah.
But the people that are saying it are not people that would be buying. Do you understand? Even the My Pillow guy, the guys that are out there saying he's the Antichrist, he's helping Trump. They're not going to buy his pillow anyway. They're going to try to destroy him. But there's no such thing as bad publicity unless it's your obituary. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to attack everybody on the internet that talks shit about me, everybody'd be dead. You know what I mean? My girlfriend would be the first one to get her ass kicked. You know? And her mother, too. All they do is talk shit about me. They talk in Spanish, so I can't understand it. But what I'm saying is I don't let that stuff bother me. I don't want to see you guys fight. But if you were going to fight, and I understand you have every right, it's your business. The only thing is, though, I get on a plane. I would surprise them. I tell my boys, listen, everybody put your cell phones up, okay? Everybody's cell phones. And I'd walk up in the gym, and I go, hey, yo, Len, outside. Let's go outside or get it right here, right now.
Yeah.
Boom. That's what I would do.
Yep.
And everybody got their cell phones up. And when when a guy says,
Gregg, the problem is no longer Lenny. The problem is Lenny.
I don't think Lenny's the problem. I like Lenny.
I know you like Lenny. We've covered that 1,000 fucking times. Lenny's a good dude. You like Lenny. We established that. You don't have to keep saying that. So, but that's what you got to do. It's not Lenny. It's Lenny's cronies that are giving Georgie a hard time. You got to do something to them. So you got to find Georgie. You got to find. You got to stop. You got to stop trying to make a statement. You got to wait a minute. Listen to me. I've been right all along. You got to stop at some point. You got to say, "Fuck, I ought to listen to Romano. He's been right 100% of the time." So, like, maybe I should just stop talking and listen to him for a second. You got to find their Achilles heel. You find their Achilles heel. You know how to cripple them. They'll stop. Then on top of that, Gregg is 100% right. They are not preaching to any. They're only preaching to their own choir. They're never going to do business with you anyway. The people who are going to do business with you are sane, normal, rational people that understand you have a good product, that are fans of the show, and they're gonna feed off of that. Those are your clientele. Those are the people that you want to go after. Fuck these guys. Just tune them out. Go send somebody over there, take care of it, and then live your life.
You're getting publicity by them talking about it all the time, number one. Number two, you beat up the fucking main guy, and then you say, all right, now every one of you fucking big mouths, let's go. Every one of you fucking big mouth. Who wants to fuck? I got cameras going right here. You boys are standing with cameras. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your brother Bobby's standing there going, I'll take you, or whoever else wants to, I'll go in there too. So that's
Gregg takes care of it the Italian way. That's how he takes care of it.
Exactly.
Well, that's a baseball bat.
Georgie, it worked for the mafia for hundreds of years.
When you ambush him, John, that's what you're talking. You ambush, you get him when you're not.
And they're not the kind of guys that are going to call the cops on you or anything like that after you beat the crap out of Lenny in the parking lot of the gym. So it's not like you got to worry about that. Lenny will probably use the footage for the next 10 years on his channel.
Exactly. You got to hunt these guys down, go find them, and toss them a beating and on film.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
And you know what? Georgie, the fact that you are on a platform is exactly the reason why.
That would be the best video.
That might go viral.
Wait, that would be the best video you could ever have.
He might become Jake Paul after that video if that goes viral.
Because there's too many fucking
the
pussies
man
in the
who
world
kicked
anymore.
Lenny's ass. You know,
you gotta go take care of this.
No, but the thing is, when you get one of those fights, like, can you imagine? Angry bodybuilder goes into gym, confronts other bodybuilder, knocks him out.
Right.
Then the fucking boys come in, he knocks out the other one. That shit would be fucking viral.
Funny.
And they blame steroids.
Yeah,
They get
63-year-old insane bodybuilder kicks the crap out of handicapped, you know.
But bodybuilder in roid rage, you know, commits assault in gym, and then you got still pictures of Georgie whacking a kid with a 10-pound plate in his hand.
Hey Rob, maybe you can get a Cassidy Campbell to come and dress up as like someone, you know.
I'm gonna in November.
Yeah, I'll talk
so it's
to
gonna be
Cassidy
in November.
about that.
It's gonna be in November. I'm gonna go there in November during Veterans.
Don't tell him when you're going. Just show up.
I'm going to show up with MMA gloves.
I thought you.
Here you go. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go to the local gym.
Don't go anywhere at the parking lot.
Say, Georgie, stop making an event out of it.
Yeah.
Walk in the fucking gym with no gloves on, grab him by the fucking hair and start pounding
He's got no hair. He's got no hair,
That's all you got to do. That's it. Go do that. No other attention to detail is necessary. Go toss him a beating. Find him, fuck him up, and go home.
Send your brother in there. Tell him, meet you in the parking lot. He'll come out, and then you do it in the parking lot.
Holy shit. Imagine Bobby, his brother there.
Oh, Lenny, you gotta come out to the parking lot.
In jail. Georgie will end up in jail, man, because Lenny might have a heart attack.
Nah, you know what it is though. You remember when you were in school, some guy fuck around with your girl, and you're like, you see him over there, and you're like, okay, yo, dude, step back. If somebody jumps in, watch my back. And you walk up to the dude, you're like, yo, dude, you know what's going on? What's going on? What do you do? You know, and that's how you do it. You just confront them like that. Make him piss his pants. You tell him, listen, I'll knock you the fuck out right now, or you can get on your knees in front of me and crawl out the door. That's the only way you get out. No, but wait, listen. I've seen it done.
That's the Italian way.
Yeah, I've seen it done. I've seen it done. You step up right now. We go. Or if you're fucking too fucking afraid, you're pussy. You get on your knees and you crawl out that door in front of everybody. You crawl. Yeah. Now, who's going to want to crawl? You tell them that's the only way you're getting out that door. You're going to have to go through me, or you're going to have to crawl out that fucking door. So how are you going to get out of here? Remember the movie? Dude, the Bronx Tale? Now you're not leaving. Now you can't leave.
Now you can't leave.
Now you can't leave. You understand? I gave you a chance, now you can't leave. That's what you do. And then you have Bobby and a few other guys standing around, and whoever else got a fucking problem, you want to jump in?
No, even better, John, they closed it, they locked the door. They locked the front door of the gym.
Exactly.
And you watch, listen, you watch how some of the big jack fucking bodybuilder guys, I'm not getting involved in that, because, John, you know, they're all pussies. They don't want to fucking fight.
I'm going by myself. I don't need anybody. I'm going by myself.
Yeah, but leave the fucking MMA gloves home. Don't do that shit, man. You search and destroy. Find the motherfucker, toss him a beating, and go home. Yeah. That's all you got to do.
Just make sure someone's videotaping it.
Exactly. All you got to do is make sure get 10 guys on phones. Just make sure that thing is. You want to Facebook Live it. You want to just get. But the mission. The mission, Georgie, always simple. The mission, don't complicate it. Find a guy, toss him a beating, leave. That's all you got to do.
I actually think Lenny, I think Lenny's a good guy, but I think Lenny.
Not Lenny. I know.
No, I know, but I think that they're fucking with him.
Lenny's
I think they're doing it purposely, John. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, watch this. Let's get George really pissed off. Let's fuck with him a little bit. So you know what? George's cookies suck. Whatever. And then George gets crazy.
Greg, it's bullying.
They're not getting crazy.
They're bullying George, is what they're doing. They're bullying him.
But George is an anti-bullier.
He's going to bully him.
So, Georgie.
No, George is going to beat him up, that's all.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do.
That's not bullying.
Hey, one of the Del Rey just died. Big Richard.
Yes, Big Richard.
All right, so the guy Big Richard is like an old school guy like us.
Yeah.
He would have told. Actually, if he was alive today, he would have told Lenny, "What the fuck you doing with that guy's business?"
Hold on, George. You know, I even got a better one than Big Richard. What would Charlie Arms do?
Same thing.
He would walk up to you. Charlie Arms would wait. You're in the gym. He'd walk up to you while you're with your boys, and he would fucking say, "Put the weights down. Put the fucking weights down." And he'd step right in your face, and next thing you know, a fucking fist would come at you, and you'd be on the ground, and then he'd be kicking you when you're on the fucking ground like this. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right. You're right.
And the plates.
He wouldn't even give you a chance to say, no, stop. He wouldn't even give you a chance to do that. I know Charlie.
You hit first, you talk next second. Yeah.
Whacking him in with a plate.
Dude, he did it to me. I was 15 years old. He did it to me. The only thing is he didn't punch me in the face. I was 15 years old. Put the dumbbells down. Hey, get over there. Get out of here. I need those dumbbells. Put them down. And I'm like this. Holy shit. You know, he had 22-inch arms back in that was like 1974 or something like that. He had 22-inch arms back then.
Yeah.
Big handlebar mustache. All those guys. Hey, Dave. Wait, hold on. I get it. I'll tell you. You know who would really fucking? Do you remember Fran Volpe?
Yeah, Fran was.
Dave?
Oh yeah.
Dave, do you know what Fran Volpe would do? That would, he would sit. You'd come in the locker room, come out of the shower with your fucking towel on.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you'd be on the ground, and he'd be punching your head, butting your head. He'd be going fucking crazy.
Holy shit.
No, it's your Dave. Dave knows him. I don't know if you guys know
the Westchester crew. They were tough guys.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, all those guys.
How about Christian? You remember Christian?
Sure, Christian Benny's.
Yeah.
Same thing. He'd put you in a fucking headlock, Angelo Vizella, all those fucking guys. You'd be dead.
These
They
guys
wouldn't even
were
give you a
about
chance
respect.
to talk.
They were just about respecting other people. You know, that's
Okay,
basically what they were.
so then what are you going to do, George?
Fly down there
That's
and
right.
fly down there, find them, and confront them
That's
once
right.
and for all.
George, play jailhouse. Get him, knock him on the ground.
No, he
take
wants to
his
fight
head,
you anyway. Let's
pull
go.
your pants down. Pull your pants down and tell him suck my dick now in front of everybody.
Yes, all these other people speaking for him. Rob, the boxing kid, he can't speak for himself.
Well, if they get in the way, George, you take them out too. That's all.
I can't let it lie like that.
I
Dude,
know.
you
need
knock out
closure.
one guy and you knock him out.
You
quick
need
and
closure.
hard.
Look, if he wants to beg for your forgiveness, then you let him off the hook. That's
The
all.
only way to beg.
Yeah, but it's not Lenny though. It's not Lenny. Greg
I know
loves
that,
Lenny.
too.
No, but it's Lenny.
not
Lenny is taking the responsibility for it. So if Lenny and
No, I think the guys that are bad mouthing Georgie's business online are the guys that need to get the feet
Hold on,
involved.
John. Lenny made a video with Rob, a 30-second video. They purposely clipped the video. For
Rob
30
is just
seconds
an instigator. He's not
Put on
the main.
and said, "Don't buy." All right, so that's.
Dude, I would take. Dude, you know what I would do? I'd get down there, I'd knock him to the ground, pull the back of his pants down, take a cookie, and I'd stick it right in his ass, and I'd say, "Tell him, you like the cookies now? You like
You know
them now,
what they were
motherfucker?"
You know what they would do in Mexico, Georgie? In Mexico, they would chop off. They would chop off Rob's arm, whatever his name. What's his name?
Rob Zilla.
Yeah.
They chop off Rob Zilla's arm and then beat Lenny to death with it.
Hey, you think he's kidding?
That's what they do in
You
Mexico.
think he's kidding?
When we had the
John and I, we watched those videos.
We don't want any decapitations or limb removals.
John and I, we watched those videos. We seen a guy cut the fucking leg off. And he's hitting the guy with his own leg. He's beating the guy. He cuts his leg off.
I sent that to you.
Yep.
They cut off both legs at the knee and both arms, and we're beating them with it every time they cut them off.
Yeah.
They jack them up on adrenaline.
We
so
send
they
each other all that shit.
I'm getting queasy just hearing it. All right, let's talk about something a little bit more appetizing. Jimmy the Bull. You have that picture?
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy the Bull sent me a picture the other night. First of all, he was in that. I think it was Saturday. He went to the hospital at 6 o'clock because remember he had the kidney stone.
Kidney stone.
Another
And I
one?
said, Jimmy, why'd you go to the hospital? He stayed there for six hours. They sent him home. An hour, half hour after he got home, he sends me this picture. Put the picture up.
I'm sharing so they can see.
He loves the VA nurses.
He says, he said to me, "You got to see this kidney stone. It's like the size of a meteorite." I said, "Jimmy, I thought you don't believe in outer space. You don't believe in meteorites."
Holy shit.
That came out of his dick?
Yes, he peed that out.
Oh my God!
Look at that.
What is that, like the size of a
It
thumbnail?
looks like a piece of coal.
Oh my God!
That's
My balls are up into my pelvis right now looking at that thing. Holy shit!
I don't even want to ask him how he got it out of the toilet bowl because it was
Dude, how many
too
times
disgusting.
is he fucking?
No, you pee into a strainer like Bleckman used to do.
It's like when they went in the old days with the gold rush, they would put the strainers on the rivers to see what gold would come in, and they catch the gold in the strainer. That's like Jimmy with the
Now that's
kidney stones.
that's a direct result of him eating all those fucking hot dogs.
Is that his diet, John? Do you think that's his diet?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's, Dave, hot dogs, right?
Absolutely.
It's genetic though too. It's genetic. And according to Steve, he used to say, "Don't take the vitamin C." Everybody thinks it's calcium, but it's vitamin C.
Oh, he was carrying on that he was poisoned by that company. What the hell was their name?
Oscar Mayer.
No, it was a protein company. They were sending him free protein, and he was doing like 3 shakes a day. All the calcium.
You know what, Dave?
Calcium caseinate.
Excessive protein is not good when you're older, man.
No,
Yeah.
But it will cause that.
Yes.
Excessive
It'll contribute
food.
to it.
I think some people are prone to stones, but I think that Jimmy probably doesn't drink enough fluids. He definitely eats a horrendous diet. He happens to be very lean because he has a ridiculous metabolism, and I think because of that, he figures he can eat whatever he wants. But that definitely contribits to it.
No, he's a ridiculous metabolism. He's always on level 52, blowing up about something. That burns calories.
He's always been very lean his whole life, though.
Yeah, he has.
Had a question for Dave.
Yeah,
Dave. It's talking about vitamin C. What do you think of the vitamin C injections?
Yeah, I do it.
Do you recommend that?
I do. TitanMedicalCenter.com sends me something called Triimmune. It's zinc, vitamin C, and glutathione in one injection. It's a little. It hurts a little bit for like a couple seconds afterwards because vitamin C can hurt a little bit going in intramuscularly, but I'm telling you, it's great. I think you're putting it right into your bloodstream. I mean, can you hit
it with an insulin pen, or do you got to use?
I do a 1 cc insulin pen. I take a cc of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's good, especially in this COVID time. When obviously we know zinc is really good for obviously inhibiting COVID replication. We know that C is good for your immune system, and injectable is way more potent because it's going right into your bloodstream.
Joe Rogan did the fucking IV. Joe Rogan.
What I meant, the IV. That's what I was talking about, Greg. The IV, the vitamin C IV.
Yeah, but I mean, what was you gonna hook yourself up to an IV every night? You could just take an intramuscular shot.
I guess you have to go somewhere.
No,
you have to go somewhere, and it's like $120.
Yeah, I think that's overkill, unnecessary.
He did that when he did that horse wormer. What do you call him?
Ivermectin.
Ivermectin. What is it?
Well, ivermectin. You can take ivermectin orally, too. You can get 3 milligram pills. You take of that stuff. They're using it. They're telling people to take it prophylactically now. It's even.
This study came out of Israel that showed it was really.
What do you mean prophylactic?
Like in other words, before you get it, it'll prevent you from getting the
preventatively.
Hey Dave, what about this?
I use that every day, but I tell people, you have to get the right amount of minerals in your body on a regular basis, and people just number one don't take absorbable forms of it, and that V-Mineralize has got all chelated minerals, which are obviously the most absorbable.
That's what
forms.
I take.
Yeah, so
I think you do.
You do both, Dave?
I do both. Yeah, I do both.
I gotta be honest with you. That shit's so strong, I have to break it up.
Yeah, you should.
I can't take 10 of them in one shot. It'll kill me.
I do 5 and 5.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I'll tell you how. I can't remember to take them. I take 10 at one time. How about that?
Well, you know what? I take that the joint one,
Arthrolyze,
the Omega-Lyze,
and the Omega-Lyze.
Yeah.
But
I think those 3 together, man. Well, not to mention the 5.
Well, shouldn't Jimmy take those? Dave,
I actually sent him some because when he was complaining about all his medical ailments, Amanda sent him a whole bunch of stuff.
But fiber, that is the number one. That is such an amazing thing to take, man.
It's much better than the stuff they sell on the Metamucil and that stuff.
Oh, that shit don't work. That's like not even remotely.
You know
Dave's fiber is the same as if you could imagine a bottle brush getting stuck up your ass and going.
That sounds hot.
Like that. I knew you would love that.
Dave has some of the best supplements, man.
You feel so fucking empty after you shit for like the third time on that stuff.
Dude, I like what
commercial for the species.
I like what Tony what the X-Man was telling Dave. I saw that interview, Dave, where you were talking with Tony Freeman, and he was talking about how he would be starving and diet, like fucking like fasting, and then he'd go take a fucking enema, a high colonic enema. He's like, where the fuck is all this shit coming from? You know what I mean? Because you're not even eating. Right, Dave? He was saying shit like that to you?
Yeah, Tony Freeman is really into colonics and stuff like that when he was competing, to help clean himself out. But I'm of the belief, and I was discussing this with him, that if you take a good quality fiber supplement, it doesn't have to be mine, but mine happens to be probably one of the best out there. If you take that twice a day on a regular basis, not just when you're constipated, every day, your body is constantly cleaning. You're constantly flushing, so you don't need to do colonics. You don't get backed up. And what happens over the course of time is that it might take a little longer, but you clean out your colon. When I went for my colonoscopy, the guy was like, I can't believe how clean your colon is. There's nothing on the walls, nothing. It's like...
Did he take a selfie with it and shit?
They sent you pictures of it, and I'm too grossed out by it. I don't want to look at it. But my point is that if you do it on a regular basis, what'll happen is that you won't have to ever worry about doing, Senna or any kind of laxatives or stuff like that, because you're always clean. You're cleaning every day. It's like you don't just take your car. If you have a beautiful, Porsche, you don't take it to the car wash once a year and get a full, makeover on it. You take it to the car wash every week and you clean the wheels, in between that, because you want the thing to look nice all the time. You don't wait till something goes wrong with it, until the paint is wearing off. You got to keep up on it on a regular basis. And that's the same thing with your colon. You got to keep up with it on a daily basis. We don't eat fiber in our diet, okay? It's very hard to get the right kind of fiber on a regular basis. As bodybuilders, we tend to really focus on protein because we know that's going to make us look good and give us better health. So you got to take a fiber supplement, and that's and they're all not created equal. Most of them suck out there, and that's the truth of the matter.
Dave, let me ask you this: if after each meal you have to use the bathroom like 20 minutes after, are you losing the nutrition in your body?
No, I mean, as long as you're not diarrheaing, every time you go to the bathroom, in which case you might be malabsorbing some. But if you just go on a regular basis, that's good. Look at a baby. I always tell you, if you want to look at the perfect bodybuilder, look at a baby who's growing up. I have young kids. They poop 3 times, 4 times a day, pretty much almost after every time they eat, and that's a healthy way to go, obviously.
Okay. Just a lot of fluids and all that. Make sure you're replaced.
Yeah, but obviously as adults, we tend to have a longer digestive tract than a baby would, so you're not going to go 5 times a day unless you have a problem. You'll probably go 2-3 times a day the most. Most normal people, if you do fiberlize like twice a day, you'll go 2 good bowel movements a day. Sometimes you get a third in there if you're lucky.
Okay.
And it is a movement. Is nothing left. Nothing. And save on toilet paper. You only need like one wipe.
Well, that's what, yeah.
Well, I don't know why that is, but
this sounds like an infomercial.
Yeah, it is. I'm just telling you.
It's a movement.
People deal with this shit literally.
Yeah.
I take it.
So where is Jimmy? Is Jimmy is he?
I don't know. That's a good question. I wanted to get him on here to talk about his experience, but he obviously...
he's at the hot dog truck.
Yeah. He's picking up money.
He's waiting at the VA.
When he passed that stone, it was like, I got a new lease on life. I feel like I'm reborn. I want to go out and run. I said, Jimmy, it's like 12 midnight. He goes, I got to go around. I want to run around and celebrate. I said, that's what got you here at this point to begin with. I said, don't celebrate.
So he got on his Harley and went and had a hot dog.
And he drank 40 beers and a hot dog, Acidify his body a little more to get another kidney stone. Look,
what's in hot dogs that would do that?
I don't know if it's hot dogs. Once you start having these things.
For sure.
Yeah, but once you start having kidney stones, it pretty much means you're going to be predisposed to them for life. So you really have to change your diet to a more alkalinized diet. You got to drink a lot of fluids. He probably eats like the worst diet on a regular basis. Jimmy, everything he eats is acidic, and that's not good,
So if he drank more fluids, it would break that shit up.
Yeah, but you know what, Georgie? It's if you don't have that in you, that's like a genetic thing. I know guys that get that shit all the time, and I know other guys that eat dog shit and they fucking never get that. You know what I mean?
Well, the nitrites in those fucking hot dogs are.
But if you're prone to it, it's going to happen. You know?
No, when you mean nitrates, you mean salt. You mean salt?
Could you imagine, Dave? Dave, could you imagine recording an interview between Jimmy the Bull and Steve Blackman talking about kidney stones?
Well, they're experts. Why Blackman gets
That
into
would be that would be the most viral video on YouTube.
I don't think Steve drinks enough fluids though. Too, he's like go the whole day without drinking anything.
He just
right?
drinks. He drinks
coffee.
a bottle of wine at night, and that's it.
And then coffee during the day, both diuretics. So
right.
Being dehydrated is a really good way to get kidney stones. Because
I never drank water.
It's a great way to kill your kidneys.
I used to just drink soda.
Well, yeah, but if you're drinking diet soda, at least that's more like that's fluid.
Well, yeah, but when I used to do triathlons, I would never drink water. I drank Coke.
Really? All the time?
Yeah, I sucked on jelly beans. I could go without drinking anything for like 5 hours.
Dude, doesn't that reduce your performance though?
No, dude, I used to do the same shit. Fucking Paul DeMeo used to break my balls because I used to drink like a cream soda or root beer soda and eat like fucking like Italian rolls between like.
That's why you're diabetic now, though, Greg. Greg's like, my blood sugar was only 250 the other day. I'm like, that's a problem, Greg.
Dave, have you ever tried the Middle Eastern dish raw kubbi?
No. What is it called?
It's raw meat. It's raw meat. Middle Eastern people eat it.
Oh, really?
What kind of meat, though?
It's very lean ground beef.
Sounds good.
Very lean. The leanest part of the beef has to be fresh, and it's spiced. It's amazing.
I'm sure it is.
It's amazing. It's called raw kubbi.
I got to try it next time I go.
You got to try it. It's awesome, and it's not many people get sick from it.
It's like sushi.
Hey John, when you were young, did your mother like we called it chopped meat back then, but like hamburger meat.
We used to eat it.
That shit raw all the time.
Oh, I used to eat it all the time. Yeah,
all the time.
Right?
This is leaner. Right? This is leaner.
Right, Dave?
And when she was making meatballs that had the raw egg in it, and
it's even better. Yeah, it's even better.
Yeah, you never thought.
No one got sick though either.
Yeah, you never heard of that fucking salmonella shit. You know what I mean?
Never.
It's like eating raw cookie dough.
I eat raw salmon every day. I eat raw sushi every day.
I interviewed Dominic Cardone recently, and Dominic had severe mercury poisoning.
I saw that.
Because he was eating sushi like 4 times a week. And
bro, my God, my friend who's a bodybuilder ate sushi. And one day, he was telling me for like 10 months he had a bad stomach. And then one day, I hadn't seen him in a while, and all of a sudden he sees me. He's all skinny and shit. And he told me, bro, remember I told you I had a bad stomach? I shit, a tapeworm was coming out of my ass. He said at first he thought it was intestines. Then he realized, holy shit, there's a worm. So he started pulling it. It snapped at like 8 feet, and the rest of it went up his ass.
What the fuck?
Really?
Yeah, but went back up his ass. He had to go to the hospital. They had to get rid of it. There was like
joking,
another
Greg,
8 feet in there. That shit was like fucking, whatever, 16 feet.
Oh my God. I'm like horrified.
Don't eat sushi.
Does the sushi have pin
I eat raw sushi every day.
George, you know what's funny? Fucking, what's his name? Evan Senapani did a great video once on that. Evan's a great guy. Yeah. He had a fucking cod steak, and he's sitting there, he's talking about how he's going to cook this shit up, and he's got little tweezers, and he's picking out the pinworms, And then he's like, I think it was Robbie Duran that actually filmed it, and he said to him, wait, aren't you afraid? Like, what if you miss one of them pinworms? He goes, well...
You want to eat raw tuna, you got it frozen, like this.
That kills all the worms.
Freezing it kills the worm.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
It does.
So
I know that.
You get it frozen like this. It's sashimi grade. It's really fucking good, and that's great. It's a portion right there. It's perfect.
Anyway, what I was going to say is I'm petrified.
They say to freeze raw meat first before you thaw it out and make it.
And then when it's frozen, you can cut. You can slice it thinner too.
Yeah, but we went to the
fucking. It's only like $7, so I mean it's.
I'm going to be honest with you, though.
Get the chopped meat.
I'm a little nervous to eat tuna on a regular basis anymore because of what Dom told me. I'm not talking about because of worms. I'm talking about mercury. There's a lot of mercury in tuna.
I saw that.
So
That's bad.
Jason Ha had mercury poisoning from eating striped bass, on every day.
Really?
Yeah. So you got to be careful with that.
Tell him stop fishing in the Hudson River.
Salmon is much safer, believe it or not. It doesn't have as much. It doesn't have mercury.
The bigger the fish, the more mercury.
Yeah. And I have a guy who goes fishing in the Florida Keys, and he gets me a big eye tuna, and he brings it to my house, and I'm like, I got it in my freezer. I'm like, I'll only eat it once a week because I'm afraid to eat it. Otherwise, I would eat it every day. Because I love tuna. It's freaking amazing. Isn't it crazy? The stuff that's supposed to be the healthiest for you, it will kill you worse than the stuff that's not even good. They say, don't eat red meat. You're going to get heart disease. Meanwhile, the red meat is probably the safest thing to eat nowadays.
Wow.
Yeah, but when we used to get red meat, and we'd eat that shit, like the chopped meat. We would get that from a butcher. Now, my mother didn't go like the A&P and shit, or you know what I'm saying? She didn't get that shit from like Walmart.
What was that, Greg? You remember that place, that butcher in the Bronx that everyone used to get? We used to get all our meat from them. They would pack pounds of it in like half-pound packages. Frank Wilhelm turned me on to them. Everyone went to that place. What was that guy's name?
I don't know, but
for
I know
years I went
Charlie,
there.
the fucking pharmacist over there.
No, the pharmacist was good too, but Bob Grushkin
Charlie. I know what you're talking about. They used to fucking sell that shit too on the side. Those guys. Oh,
you go in there and you say, I want 30 pounds of chicken, I want 30 pounds of beef, and they would cut it up in half-pound packages, and they give you this huge bag. I had a freezer at my house. I would just toss it in there. It was like very high-quality food, like chicken. There was not a morsel of fat on it. Filet mignon he would do for me. He would even do fish, too. I don't even remember which fish I was getting back in the day.
Jay Cutler bought a whole cow and put it in a freezer.
Great. It's a great idea.
Entire cow.
As a bodybuilder, if you're eating pounds a day, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, it is.
No, it is. It is worth it. I mean, if you get that kind of meat, but the good butchers, they know how to make their cuts right. And
absolutely.
The meat's tender, and, you get that's why you can't go to fucking A&P. You know what I mean? Like, you guys got your...
What, you get a phone call, Greg?
No.
Pasteurized raw eggs, are they okay to eat, Dave? Pasteurized raw eggs?
Yeah, I don't think eating raw eggs is necessarily bad for you. Yeah, you hear about the case of salmonella every once in a while, but
if they're pasteurized, I think the liquid ones you could make a protein drink with them. I used to do that. And
I used to drink a whole dozen of eggs at a time.
Why does anybody need to drink eggs?
Because John, when you can't freaking eat any more food because you're eating so much food. Think about how easy it is to pour a dozen eggs down your throat.
It would be much easier and more appetizing to throw down a protein shake than.
Hey, can you guys still see me or no?
No.
Fuck, man.
I used to blend up a dozen eggs, and you put some protein powder in there to give it some flavor. It's almost like those muscle eggs, except muscle eggs don't have yolks in them. I wanted the yolks in them, and I literally would just gulp them down, and it went down like as easy as a protein shake.
Yeah, because it's all in one piece.
Yep.
Eggland's Best has a pasteurized liquid one you could do it with, and I guess that's safer.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I think on a regular basis, 99% of the eggs out there don't have salmonella on them.
One of the grossest scenes in movie history was Stallone drinking
Rocky.
Well, he didn't even blend them. He just fucking mixed them with a spoon.
With the yolk dripping down in that dirty wife beater he was wearing.
That's a great scene.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
but you shit your brains out when you eat like that. Do you eat raw eggs?
Yeah, it does make you poop. The problem is he should have had the raw eggs after he went for the run, not right before he went for the run. That was the only thing. The timing of that wasn't right.
Dude, you know why he did that?
Why?
So when he was running, he had his shit so bad it would make him run fucking faster.
That was your motivation.
They just made a movie of the guy that he made Rocky after. Chuck Wepner.
Chuck Wepner.
Movie. Yeah. That's what Rocky's based on. When Chuck Wepner, the Irish guy, used to fight.
I saw a documentary on Netflix about him.
Called Chuck.
Yeah, was that a documentary?
No, it's actually a movie.
Oh, it is?
He was the bleeder. That's why.
The documentary was very good if you watch it on Netflix. It shows, how he was, I think he sued Stallone for stealing his story or something like that.
Yeah, because he would never. Ali would kill him, but he was so tough he would never go down.
Yeah.
Just to play, like a tough
Well,
Irish
Stallone
guy.
actually was at that fight. He saw Chuck Webber fight Ali, and Ali couldn't knock him out. Yeah, and so that's where he got the idea for Rocky. Yeah.
And that's where he wrote the script. That's what he says. Is, he wrote that script that night and went to the producers.
It's a good story.
And the rest is it.
Yeah, it's a good story. All right, I got to wrap this up. I got Lane Norton coming on. We're going to be talking about artificial sweeteners. You guys are going to want to catch that one. Rob Jordan, thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome anytime with us.
I thank you so much, Dave. Thank you so much.
All right, John, feel better,
guys.
and guys, we'll be back next week. Hopefully, Jimmy the Bull will give us his full. I don't even know if I want to hear it, but the whole kidney stone story. For now, we're out of time, guys. We'll see you next week. I love you all.
All right, guys. I love you guys.
Protein cookies. You get your jumbo Palumbos.